Hello and welcome to step-by-step guide to answer true false not given question in the Ielts reading section. Before we start practicing this kind of a question, let's understand the purpose. What is the purpose of this question? So what is the Ielts want to test us here in this kind of question? Now, the true-false question is concerned about the facts in the passage, right? So here is the keyword, the facts. Do we know how to distinguish the fact in the reading? So you as a candidate, you have to understand how to distinguish a fact from a view, a writer view. So Ielts wants to see if you know how to conclude a fact in a passage, right? So now I want to help you with the strategies and tips that will help you to find the fact in a passage. Let's see. Now, directions in this kind of question is always like this. Do the following statements agree with the information given in the passage, right? So true, false, not given question, always about agreeing with the information in the passage. Now, if you should say it's true if the statement agrees with the information in the passage. Totally agrees, right? So agrees with the fact. You should say it's true. Now, it is false if the statement in the question contradicts the information in the passage. That means this is the opposite, contradicts, is not true. So the statement is not exactly the same in the passage. If that's the case, we should say this is false. Now, it is not given if there is no information about this in the passage. So if the statement of the sentence in the question, there is no sentence in a passage similar or contradicts the information, we should say this is what? Not given. It's not available, right? So it is true if the statement agrees with the information in the passage. It is false if the statement contradicts the information in the passage. Not given if there is no information at all about this statement in the passage. We're going to practice that, no worries. Now, the strategy to answer this question is by doing these following steps. Okay. Now, your job first is to scan the passage. First of all, you have to read the question, right? You have to read the statement in the questions and then go and scan the passage for words that match the keyword in the statement. So your job is to find the keyword in the statement and then go to the passage and see if that keyword matches the statement, right? All right, is that okay with you? Now, your job is to read the statement and then scan the passage and see if you find words that match the keywords in the statement, okay? Then, the statement, you have to be careful, the statement may be paraphrased of similar statements in the passage. Sometimes it's not the same words, it's usually paraphrasing. So same meaning, different words, but it's the same meaning, right? You have to know how to paraphrase. So when you read the passage, do you see that the sentence is paraphrased? right? If that's the case, you should say what? It is true, right? Now, if there is no similar statement in the passage, there is no similar statement at all, then the answer is not given. Okay, we're going to practice this. Don't worry. If you find this not understandable, we're going to practice it. No worries. Now, here are the tips to answer the questions. First of all, you have to pay attention to the adjectives and adverbs or modifiers in the statement, right? Because they want to test you. They want to test that in that question. Also, a modifier in a question may be the opposite of the modifier in the passage. Most of the time, or usually, this is the case. They put modifier that contradict or give you the opposite meaning in the passage. So you should be careful. That is false, right? Now let's go and see the questions here. This is the practice. Number one. Now we're going to practice this. This is the questions before I give you the passage. Number one. All of the, I'm just reading. I don't know what is the passage, right? I don't know what's the paragraph. I'm just going to read the questions. All of the buildings at Tikal have been excavated. So what is the keywords here? Building, right? Excavated, right? What's the modifier? All, right? Nice. Now, your job is, let's just see the keywords and then I will let you do it before I do it. Here we go. The second one. Tikal was the home of the most important Mayan king. So this is also keyword. Here is what? Modifier is most important, right? And home is a keyword as well. Let's go to number three. The ancient inhabitants of Tikal were farmers. Farmers is the keyword here, right? And let's go to the passage now. And I have number one. This kind of question always in order. So if you in the passage, always the information in order, follow each other, right? So here, all of the buildings at Tikal have been excavated. So I'm going to see this word buildings in the passage. If you see it, study that sentence in the passage and come back to this statement, right? Come back to the statement and see, is it similar? Is it opposite? Or there is no information similar to this? Let's go to the passage now. Before I do it, I want you to do it by yourself. You have the keywords now. Go and try to skim this and see how can you answer that question. And try to answer them all before I do them by myself. If you can pause the video now, pause the video and do them, okay? And do them. Try to do them. I will answer them. No worries. Okay. Now, I hope you have answered them. Now, let's see. Here is the questions, okay? I want you to pay attention. Here are the questions, right? Now, number one, we said all buildings and excavated, right? Let's see. Now, I'm going to skim this paragraph trying to find this word, buildings. Okay, let me do them. Most important, the site contains more. I found it here, 300 buildings. But the site contains, but this is not what I want, right? I will continue reading. The ancient city places and central numbers, much of the site have been excavated. So this one is related to this. Okay, now let me read this sentence. Much of the site, that means the building, right, of the buildings, right, has been excavated and restored, making it a popular attraction. Okay, now here is the statement, right? Now they want to test me, they want to test the modifier all. all of the buildings have been excavated. Here they said much, and here, let me see here, they said much of the site. That means a lot of them, right? They said here all of them, all of the buildings. So this statement contradicts the fact in the passage. So this one is false, right? This one is false. This is not, this contradicts. This is the opposite meaning, right? Now let's go to number 2. Tikal was the home of the most important Mayan king, right? So this is keyword, right? And home. Let's see. Here we go. However, many structures are still where is the king? I don't see any king here. There is no word such a king, right? There is no, this word is not available. So basically this is not given, right? Because there is no similar statement to this number 2. Let's go number 3. The ancient inhabitants of Tikal were farmers. I will go back to the same sentence. I stopped here, right? Answered sentence number 1. Let's go and read, try to find the statement number 3. However, many structures are still covered under strict judge growth, excavated at the high Tikal were home to population. Aha! Here we go. They said the remains of cotton, tobacco, beans, pumpkins, and peppers, as well as tools used to grow the crops. The crops showed agricultural society. That means farmers, right? So the ancient inhabitants of Tikal were farmers. I don't see any word like farmers, right? There is no farmers here. But I know that people who grow cotton and tobacco and beans and pumpkins, peppers as well, and the agricultural society, they are farmers. So this is a paraphrase, right? So this one should be true. Yes, this one true. So this is the way you answer true, false, and not given. So my advice to you is to go back to study the tips and strategies that I have given you at the beginning of this video, and then come back here and apply them. And please, if you have a question, put your question below in the comments and I will answer them. Good luck, everybody.